I'm going to be talking about my application, which is the Fantasy Premier League Predictor. Apologies about my voice, I'm just a little bit ill. Um, so here it is. The reason I wanted to do the Fantasy Premier League Predictor was because it was going to be, it would keep me motivated. I know that in the future I'll potentially use it because it would be pretty fun. Friends could use it, and other people could use it as well. Right, so here in the registration page, we'll just add our details. There we go. And boom, it takes us to a very simple homepage, where with one button where you can buy your team. So what happens here is as soon as you click buy your team, an algorithm runs with an API from the Fantasy Premier League, which thank you to them for that. It's a really great API. It runs and takes the total points of each player, divides it by the cost of each player, and then takes that number and multiplies it by their points earned per game. So this pretty much gives us a return on investment for each player, which sort of equals the amount of points per £1,000,000 you spend on that player. So you can't always buy the best players, obviously, because whoever plays the game knows that you only have 100 million fantasy pounds to spend, so you'd run out of pounds very quickly if you had to buy the best players. So this algorithm gets you the best bang for your buck, pretty much. So we're going to go ahead and hit buy your team, and boom, here we have our team. The goalkeepers on top, we have our defenders, midfielders, and then our forwards at the bottom. And yes, we have a bunch of details, including that return on investment number, which I was telling you about. So yeah, that's pretty much how the app works for now. I'm hoping in the future I'll be able to add another button, which will then pick your team, your first 11 for each week, because obviously here we have 15 players. So yes, the tech I used for this application was Node, obviously, Koa, MongoDB, in the backend, and then in the front end we use Reactjs, which was fairly complicated, but doing the solo project I got to learn a lot about React, which was obviously really good. I would say the things I learned doing this project was to make sure that if you're doing the project and you've got a time limit, make sure that you spend more of your time doing the main features and leave sort of the fringe work for the end of the project, right? So for instance, authentication, I got hung up on for a couple days, and I could have spent that time adding an extra feature to my project and then left authentication for the end if I had got to it. If not, I would have then skipped it out, and that would have still been all right. And then obviously, if I deploy the app, add authentication for other users to use it at a later stage, right? So yes, that is the Fantasy Premier League Predictor, and I hope you like it.